Well, hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to work on a Chinese car. It is a Chery. That's C-H-E-R-Y, not double R. The Chery J3. Now, this is a Chinese-made car. This one I think is a 2013, 2014. And the big problem with these cars at the moment, because they're heading on, 9-10 years of age, is the handles that open the doors up are breaking. So I've already done this side of the car. It's taken me a couple of hours to get into doing it. What did I do with the old one? I don't know what I did with the old one. So yeah, this handle, it's quite a strange way. Most cars have their handles here. So you would expect there to be a handle here. But no, this manufacturer has decided I'll put the handle here. And they'll make it of plastic. And where it's positioned, it gets, in Australia, the sun just pounding on it, because it's on the ridge. So it gets full sun on it, the plastic bakes, and eventually it breaks. If we go around to the other side of the car, have a look. So we can see this handle is broken. It still works, kind of, but we've just bought this car and we want it to pass a roadworthy inspection so we can register it, and that will not pass. Now, the big problem is that Chery don't really exist in this country anymore. So getting parts to fix these cars is really quite difficult. I've been building up a bit of a cross-reference of what parts cross-reference to other makes of cars, because a lot of these Chinese, Korean, Japanese car makers, they share their spare parts, so you can actually take parts from other cars and they will fit a completely different make and model of car. But sadly, this is one of the parts that doesn't cross-reference. So if you've come to this video looking how to replace this part, we're going to go through. I've imported a large number of these because I can see that this is going to be a bit of a problem with these cars. It's pretty pointless heading down to the wreckers to buy a second-hand one, because that one's going to be 10 years old and it's going to be baked as well. So I've got these brand new ones. If you need them, you can follow the link down below in the video to my website, order them, and we will post them out to you, either regular or express post, depending on what you request. And we'll specify left and right, or both left and right that you want to buy. So now, in order to conduct this repair, all Chinese cars in Australia come fully loaded with every option, including electric windows. You won't find any manually winding windows on any Chinese vehicle in Australia. So in order to be able to do this repair, you have to have a fully working window regulator so that you can put the window down and put the window up. So if you have a window regulator that's not working and you've chocked your windows up just to keep them up, you're going to find doing this repair a little harder than usual. So to start off the repair, what we've got to do is we've got to remove this cover here. We may need a screwdriver behind that one. Alright, so we're going to put the window down. Oh, we must have the lock on. Let's try that again. Yep. Window down. We'll get under here with a screwdriver. Carefully pry this off. We have to take this off. We have to get this screw out here. Next we have to take the switch here off. Yes, so there's a locking tab here, so you want to pull it from the butt up. Yep, there's the compression clip there. Alright. Alright, next we've got to take an 8mm spanner and we have to undo the bolt that's down in here. Okay, so we've got that bolt out. The next one we've got to do is we have a Phillips head screw under here. We've got to undo. Yeah, we've got to take the plate off for the door release. Screwdriver under there. Where's that fell out? Oh, it's the part number. Okay. We got that free. Now, under this door latch, there is a bolt as well. It's another 8. There it is there. We've got to get that out. There's my spinner. one out, the bolt down the bottom. So that is pretty much a free door. So now all we've got to do is stick one finger there. There are clips that clip the door on. Try not to scratch the paint, or not to damage the plastic. So everything's much easier with two hands. Alright, so put one hand here, grab one hand here, and you pull. So there and pull, and the clips will come undone. They're very weak clips on these cars. So there you go, there's the clip there, and a clip up here, and there. And maybe do it with the car leaning forward, and then you can just lift it up. There we go. So we lift that up and over the rod, and then we grab this, and that goes through. That inside the car, and now we're just a little bit closer to getting this handle changed. So next thing, put this down, pull this out, pull this out, and hidden behind here is one bolt there and one bolt there, and they just by chance are also 8mm. Bolt. This bolt. A bolt. And we're getting pretty close to this coming off. Fortunately, the design of this handle, there is no silicone or anything gluing it on. Last, we've got to take these hex nuts off here. Where is it? There we are. So that's a what do we got? It's a T30. There we go. Yeah, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Australia, Chinese cars have got a really bad reputation for being cheap and nasty. I gotta say, I think likewise, sorry, not likewise, I think opposite. I've worked on a lot of different makes of cars over the years, and these Chery cars are really quite similar to Volkswagens in their construction. The only downside I've seen with these cars is that they're a bit lacking on the rust preventative measures. So these red ones are pretty good because they're using I think they're using a 2-pack enamel on these. The paint's really quite thick, and they do offer quite a lot of rust prevention. Like if you look at the red ones and the solid white coloured ones, you won't find a spot of rust on them anywhere really. But if you look at the silver ones, or any of the other metallic colours that they use, the cars seem to be just plagued with a lot of rust. But the first thing I do when I get one of these cars is I go over them with fish oil. So we're going to use this inside the door, seeing as we got the door open today, and that'll just prevent any rust from occurring on the bottoms of the doors. So if we compare that to another Chery I've got over here, so this is a little car I picked up for $500 that I'm working on. But if you have a look at it, it's the bottom of the doors just rust out, and it's just simply because the rust prevention that they use on the cars is next to nothing. But if you get in there before the rust prevent starts with some fish oil, it stops all that from happening. So, and these cars, they're dirt cheap. You know, this car cost me $1,400. It's got 4 brand new tyres on it, alloy wheels, standard. These cars don't come with anything other than alloy wheels. You can't get steel wheels on these cars. And she drives beautifully. So I think it's only got about 100,000 Ks on it. You know, this one over here that's rusted out, $500, and it's only got 10,000 kilometres on the clock. It's just, yeah, it's hilarious. So, yeah, where are we at? We've got the bolts out, we've got the screws off. I think that is pretty much free to come off now. You can see how bad this plastic is. It's just, holy hell, look at that. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. It's just from sitting there baking in the sun all day long under Australia's lovely summer sun. So when we're getting this out, there is another thing we have to do, and it's inside the door. So if we have a look at this, there is a push rod which locks in here. It's on the back of this thing here. If we can get in there, let's get that in the frame. Right there, that's where it is. So we're just going to do it from the other side, I think. So it's got to be careful getting this foam cover off. We don't want it to tear it a little bit up here. They use this sticky, tacky, non-setting rubber glue on it. We tore it. Oh, you bugger. So inside in here, there is a clip that goes up to the rod that goes all the way up to the handle. This is where we've got to put the window up at this stage. So we've got to find the thing. Alright, so we'll plug this back in briefly. Put the window up. Maybe pay a bit of attention to the rubber over here that I did not pay attention to. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Smashing the glass would be a bad thing. Now, let's see what we can do about getting the camera in there for you to have a look. Alright, so let's put it in there. If you have a look up there, there is that yellow clip there. Get that into focus. We have to undo this up in here. So that just simply unclips. Okay, and now that we've undone that clip up in there, we can now put the window down. And then it's simply a case of should just come up and out. Let's get the rubber behind that. What are we holding on to? So that's the rod there that we've just released inside. That should be free, but I don't know why it's not getting stuck on. The other side wasn't getting stuck. So I'll just undo this clip here. Okay, that's that bit out. So this should be free. I don't know why that's not free. Anyway, makes it easier just to put it back in, so it's off. Putting it back together is just the reverse of what we've done. So we will get our new unit. So there's the rod, it goes down. It looks like it's got a screw thing on the end, but that's what the plastic just bites onto that thread. So it's just a matter now of sticking the rod in. Locking it on. Like so. And then we stick it back down. And we're just going to make sure we've got the rubbers out of the road. First thing I could do at this stage would be to tear the rubbers. And when we get that down, we have to make sure there is a lip right here, that the lip overlaps here and it locks in. So I'm just going to oh, and if you've got the new sponge up here, there's usually a cover, because it's, and we peel that off because it's sticky on the other side. This is a new addition to the handles. This is just there to provide an extra amount of pressure on the rubber seal here so that it pushes harder against the glass, just to stop any water leaks from coming in. That was an aftermarket added bit that the factory put on there, because there was obviously a bit of a water leak issue they had right up here on the corner, as a lot of cars seem to get. So I'm just going to put that in. I'll just pause. Alright, so I've just been wrestling with this, getting it down, and we've got it behind the lip over there, and we'll just get into it and we'll start tightening the bolts up again, up here and here, and then the torque screws behind here and here as well. Alright, so I've got that on there. We'll start off by doing the front bolts first, as they seem to have a bit of a better anchor, and it's the black bolts for the front. That one, do that one. That's already coming together pretty good. Alright, so I've got these outside bolts tight. We'll just pack the rubbers back in. So yeah, this little modification up here where they've put that white bit of foam, it's obviously a bit of an issue with the water sealing up here. Alright, so the next thing we've got to do is we've got to put the window up. We might give that a bit of an oil as well. And inside in here, we have to get that rod and stick it around that clip there and crush the clip over it. And that's the clip that links up to the outdoor handle for opening the door. I'll just find that rod wherever it went. So we'll put the inner bolts back in here, and that's working very nicely with nice shiny brand new plastic. Alright, so let's get those bolts in. Okay, so they're tight. I'll just make sure this window goes up and down. It does, but it's a bit I think that's going to need some oiling at one stage. That'll be for another video. Alright. Actually, my mistake. We've got the rubbers on the inside of the glass. We need to get that window down, get that rubber out and put it on the outside of the glass. So, just got to be wary of the window and the rubber down here being on the outside of the glass. Of course, now it should go at the correct speed. Yep. Much better. Alright, now that's pretty much it for the handle. The rest is just putting it all back together the way it was. I'm going to go one extra step. We're going to pull the speaker out and we're going to do some preventative rust prevention. So let's get that speaker out. There's 3 screws on it. It's got a sticky white thing behind it. You've got to get in there with the screwdriver and just break that slightly so that the speaker will come out. Speaker. Let's go reach in there and get my torch out. Now we're just going to make sure that there's no bits of debris in here. And what I like to do is I get my can of heavy duty fish oil and we spray the inside of the doors. Just be wary not to get the fish oil on the window regulator. The beauty of fish oil is it just seeps and it soaks and it spreads itself right along the bottom. And it stops the door from rusting. Previous cars I've owned, I've done this to every single car that I've owned. This was shown to me by my father in the mid-1980s. And the doors just don't rust. It completely stops the lower part of the doors rusting out from water just sitting in there constantly. So that's my extra bit of tip for you. We'll get in here. Let's get a torch in there. So they put that block there for sound deadening, but it also emits an oil vapor, and that's supposed to stop it from rusting inside the doors. But I find that that stuff there pretty useless, to be quite frank. So let's just get in there. Of course, we're running out of light today because I've done it rather late in the day. Start high and just work your way around. It's the corners of the doors that we're trying to get. And you'll find that your cars will stop rusting in the lower parts of the doors. And if you get any seepage, because it will seep through the weep holes on the bottoms of the doors, there's weep holes. You've just got to catch it with a rag and a bit of turpentine, and yeah, the fish oil comes off with terps and a rag, but it just sets tacky, and water just hates it. It just goes nowhere near it. So I'm going to finish doing this off, and then we'll put the door back together. Alright, so there's our window regulator there. I may have hit a bit of the regulator with the fish oil. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over that regulator with some good old Tie Shine. So Tie Shine is just basically silicone oil, and it's particularly good for making window regulators go up and down. So we'll just spray that window regulator all over with the Tie Shine, and that'll just make it work really well. Alright, so we've got the Tie Shine all over it. And that window, of course that window is now moving heaps better. Yeah, so that stuff is just magic. So we've just coated where the rails go there, up and down. We've just coated the rails with that. The silicone oil will just add to the extra corrosion inhibitor. And yep, so the fish oil will just all dry. Silicone oil on the regulator that will keep it nice and moving. I shouldn't have to worry about that for 10 years, hopefully. So yeah, putting this all back together is just the reverse of the start of the video. I think you just got to pay attention to getting the clips in the holes. I'm fast running out of light, so it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it is really hard to see at the moment. So I think that's where we're going to wrap the video up. So I'll just quickly get all this back together, and I'll show you the final at the end if there's still any light left. So we just got to stick our cable back through here for the door switch. Got to through. So and then we're going to stick this over the hole there. Alright, so we've got that over the hole. We've put the window down just to make that a bit easier, putting that on. Let me just lift this up and over, lock it in position. Alright, so we've got that up, we've got the cover locked over and the rubber there in behind. It's just a matter of putting all the bolts back in now. Alright, so we've got both bolts tightened. Now it's just simply a case of getting this and snapping it back into position. Incidentally, if this doesn't move, you've got to undo the child safety lock down there. There we go. It should just lock in. Alright, so that's locked in. I've just got this to do now. That just simply clips under. And you push it down. Rightio, so that's on. Get our peg. Okay, and then you bang it. And that just locks the shaft into the little clip behind it. That's good. We'll put the bolt back in here and we'll put the cover back on. Alright, that screw is in. We've got the screw in the middle, underneath down here. Very easy to forget. Alright, so the bolt down there's done. We've got our cover now. We simply put the clips in there, push it over. That's it. Make sure the window goes up and down. Beautiful. Down. Good. Up. Excellent. And that, even though we can't see it, is done. Yeah, so perfect. And we ran out of light yet again. So there we go. I got some rust preventative measures inside that door now. The car will smell like fish for probably the better part of a month while it dries, but we know that we won't get the rust problem that a lot of these Chinese cars get along the bottom sills of the doors. It's just a really helpful, handy hint. Yeah, alright, well that's it for today's video. It's all a shame we ran out of light. I was too busy farting around trying to get the camera ready, but I hope that helps out someone who has to do this repair. You know, I always go to YouTube first to look to see if someone's done it before me. This was not on there, so I thought I'd make a video showing how to do this. It just makes getting the whole thing done a lot quicker for people. And the quicker you can get your work done, the quicker you can move on to your next job and get some coin in your pocket. So if you need these handles, just follow the link below in the description. I've got them for sale. I've imported a whole big pile of them because you just can't get them anywhere except wreckers' yards. And mine will be set at the brand new units, and they will be set at the same price that a wrecker charges. I can ship these worldwide if you're not in Australia, or if you're in other parts of the world. The shipping time is usually around 10 to 14 days. So if you're in another part of the world and you need this part, just click. I'll put a separate link there for free shipping for worldwide, and yeah, we'll get you sorted out that way as well. So these cars are all over the world. They're all under different names. So in Australia they're called Chery. There's a few other, like they even sell these cars in Russia of all places. Given that the Chinese are so well affiliated with the Russians in their anti-West stuff. So yeah, so if this has helped you out, you can hit the subscribe link. I put up car videos, I put up printer repair videos, music videos that I've restored, and that are music I like, and yeah, that's what it's all about. So thanks for watching.